So I'm sure you guys are familiar with Hypnotist Sappho. I've made 2 videos about her in the past going over her batshit insane antics, and to be frank, kinda just making fun of her for the hell of it. For those of you guys who don't know who Hypnotist Sappho is, check out my other 2 videos that I made on her. She is quite the individual, to put it lightly. Now the story is a very long one, but to try and sum it up as bluntly and quickly as I can, Hypnotist Sappho is a self-admitting file who wants animals. There ain't no other way in putting it. I'm not gonna say, oh well, you know, she just really likes animals, bro. Nah, she literally wants to have with animals. The best part about this all is it started when she made a video admitting to it like it was some sort of super powerful, emotional coming out of the closet story or some shit.
And I want to clear the air and say that, for the record, I am a file. You did not mishear that. I am a file. I do not have a thing for humans. I am more attracted to dogs like German Shepherds.
After the video came out, people would rightfully shit on her, and she would start to have a slow, gradual mental breakdown taking place over a couple of months. First by posting a cope video on YouTube, and then making Twitter post after Twitter post about the antis and how evil they are for being against the file code or some shit. Last we talked about her on the Lanza channel, we made fun of her announcing a file organization she planned on running an NSFW Twitter space, and using the apparent death of a child to try and milk them dry for clout. I know, she's insane. It was sick to go over, and even when I went over my old videos, I could tell I was holding back from saying what I really wanted to say about her. I was so fed up, I kinda just stopped looking and keeping up with the situation because I would get generally mad. But after a friend brought up the situation again to me, I decided, hey, you know what? Let's see what we have missed out on. And let me tell you, we missed out on a lot of things since last time. So let's just jump right into everything and see what's up and what we missed with the Hypnotist Sappho saga. So, Sappho has had this thing going on where she calls herself Mama Sappho, or just Mama, a classic technique used by people to make others feel safe and around them. Side note, if you ever see people referring to themselves as Mama this or Mama that, be very weary on them and pay close attention to their mannerisms. Chances are they're actually a pretty shady person and are trying to hide it. Anywho, a few days after my last Hypnotist Sappho video, she ended up admitting that she's a map, basically a synonym for it's some pretty sick shit, and the lengths Sappho goes through to try and justify being attracted to children is fucking insane. Really makes you think about that Mama Sappho nickname now, does it? Of course, this is just downright sick. I can't fathom why somebody would admit to this kind of stuff, being attracted to somebody under the age of 18. It doesn't make any sense. Why would you do this to yourself? You already want to do the thing with animals. Now you're gonna say you want to do it with kids? And you try to refer to yourself as Mama? It's just insane to me. On her AD account, things weren't any better, as Sappho would post 4 images that you know I'ma blur out, and each of these 4 images are straight up like furry cub shit. Cause you know, why not just show everyone on the internet that you're not only into animals, but also kids? I swear to God, man, the jokes write themselves. Within like 48 hours of her admitting to all this, she got nuked off of Twitter on her main and her AD accounts, cause you know, saying you want a child is pretty suspect, my dude. Now this was a great thing. I know, she was finally gone off the face of Twitter, and it was completely her fault. Not no troll or some sort of mass report, but some actual shit that she did. For a second there, things are looking pretty damn good when I was doing this research. I'm like, oh shit, she's gone from Twitter. What else can possibly happen? Well, little did we all know, Sappho just ended up running to her personal Mastodon server and used that as her new Twitter for the time being, making her usual posts that you come to expect from her by now. Now that whole Mastodon server, the whole website, whatever the hell she was running, it ended up having its own issues with like IP leaking stuff, and a little drama with that happened there, but nothing important for this video, so we'll move right along. During this Twitter internet exile and away from most public eyes, screenshots of Sappho talking with a supposed 16-year-old were leaked, and so people started to dig around and see if there was any merit to these, or if it was just some red herring. Another Twitter zoo fucker named Becca would come out and say that they were dating Sappho now that the secret was out, and for about 24 hours, people were under the assumption that the age of 16 was just thrown around to make her look even worse. You know how common it is for people to throw around false allegations about somebody. No matter how good or bad they are, false allegations, they're bad. It turns out, however, that 16-year-old that Sappho had been suspected in close contact with would come out on Twitter and expose her for him and confirmed that they had been dating each other at one point. Becca was lying to try and get heat off of Sappho's back, so Kylo not only leaked DMs between him and Sappho, but also between him and Becca. Sappho even sent him an NSFW voice clip to him that no way in hell am I playing in this video, but this was an adult sending this to a 16-year-old, mind you. It's some nasty stuff, man. She's an adult talking to a 16-year-old like this. Then this Becca person over here trying to like blame Kylo for, oh, how could you leak these or whatever? How could you say that? Bruh, they're an adult. They deserve to get leaked for that. I'm sorry. I'm very against DM leaking, but this is one of those instances where it should have happened. I mean, just look at these screenshots from Discord. This is an adult talking to a 16-year-old. This sort of stuff. Y'all know what's going on in this conversation, and it is frankly disgusting to even see this. It is disgusting that an adult would talk this way to somebody who is young, in high school still. Sappho is just straight up a sick freak and deserves jail time for this kind of stuff. Around this time, someone actually found Sappho's Facebook account and took a couple screenshots, censoring certain pieces of information in the process, and eventually the account was deleted altogether by her. Now this was public info and some people were mad that her name was blurred out, but at least people had a better view on how she looked like and stuff like that. Once Sappho got exposed for being with a 16-year-old, she would make a post on Mastodon saying she was going into a psych ward to get help for herself when, let's just face it everybody, it's a bunch of horseshit. You really think somebody who admits to wanting to do animals and then do kids would just be like, oh yeah, you know, I'm going to a psych ward, guys, I'm gonna better myself now. Nah, like come on, she really thought people were gonna fall for this. Some more Mastodon posts would come out even though Sappho was supposed to be in a psych ward herself. Basically her just malding she got exposed for being a bigger freak than she already is, and then trying to play the victim somehow. She's pretty much gone insane at this point. Nobody can feel sympathy for a dog fucker, let alone a predator, so this is just massive coping coming from her part. It's just funny to see the downfall of such an abhorrent person. It is so satisfying to see everything come tumbling down. All because of them. No one else did anything except her. And we haven't even peaked yet. The peak is coming right now because the blurred out thumbnail that I used for this video is blurred no longer, as Sappho herself posts a maskless picture, the one that was seen in the now deleted Facebook account on her Mastodon, all but confirming it to be her. And I mean, she did make this public information, so there's nothing wrong with me just keeping the image on screen for you guys to fully take a gander at, to understand the face behind all of this madness. Sappho would post about her psych ward experiences and even post a picture trying to convince people she's looking for the proper help she needs, and posted the same stuff to her YouTube community tab too. This is just her trying to manipulate the audience into thinking she's getting the help she needs or that she went to go get herself or whatever, but anybody with a brain knows she's full of shit. She's just saying this kind of stuff to get sympathy points. She has a track record of doing this, so nobody was falling for this. I remember in that YouTube community tab, every single comment was absolutely dogging on her because she is an awful person and people aren't gonna fall for any of the posts that she was making. She was trying so hard and people were smart enough to see right through it. And even gets into a spat with on all levels except physical, I am a wolf person, Naya, which is just like, what an unexpected crossover event. Sappho would shut down her Mastodon, change her profile picture on YouTube to some random anime, and still try to convince people that she was getting help when everybody knew that's not the case. Another leaked photo of Sappho would come out a few days later, and then more days later on January 17th, Sappho would shout out another creator on her YouTube community tab. Things were relatively dying out at this point as people were already glad she got bullied off the internet and then exposed for being a predator and all that jazz. I had been missing out on all of this because I just hadn't been keeping up. Like I said earlier in the video, I just stopped caring. I got IRL and, you know, other stuff to do, but I am so glad I ended up looking back on this situation because late on January 20th, people caught Sappho red-handed in a VR chat server, which I will play for you guys now.
Since I haven't actually done anything, technically I haven't like committed a crime, I just say I'm a style, and also I'm a map, so yeah, whatever. I look at artwork. I look at fucking artwork, that's all I do.
Just all I can say. Don't ever go to Furry talking to your phone lounge.
What makes me believe this clip did come out that day and it wasn't recorded any earlier is that Sappho straight up says she is a file and a map, meaning that even if this clip was old, the oldest it could have been would have been on December 13th of 2021, 3 months after her infamous coming out video, and then a couple of weeks after her "oh, I'm a map" post on Twitter. I'm sure once those people let her say her thing, they probably shit on her a lot because she's a massive piece of shit. And it would not surprise me if somebody were to come out and say that somebody did that whole VR chat server crashing thing just to piss her off. Later on January 21st, Sappho made some website link where she basically says that Hypnotist Sappho is dead, clarifying how the character will cease to exist and all that sort of shit like that, dashing the hopes of many in the process. On January 23rd, Hypnotist Sappho would delete her YouTube channel, and since then no one has heard a thing from her. She tried to fake delete her Discord account, but when a Discord account is deleted, it doesn't have the 4 random numbers, it has 4 straight zeros, so she's probably waiting for the heat to die down to come back on that account. One more thing I'd like to point out, there was also an Instagram post from someone claiming to be Sappho, but I have my doubts on whether it's real as the grammar doesn't match up with the way Sappho is known to speak, but I figured it's best to let you guys at least see this before making up your minds. If you ask me though, I think it's fake. So that seems to be the Hypnotist Sappho story as of now. She's currently AFK from the internet and will most likely return after claiming she got help for her degeneracy when she most likely just fucked off to VR chat on a new account. There was so much stuff that I left out when catching up on this Sappho stuff, and to be honest, I was thinking of making a longer video kind of going over from everything from beginning to end. If you guys would like that, just tell me in the comments below. I'm still trying to make up my mind on that one. So, what do you guys think of the Hypnotist Sappho saga? Me personally, as fucked up as the person she is and will continue to be, I'd be lying if I said there wasn't some sort of morbid sense of entertainment watching that piece of shit dig a hole deeper and deeper for herself, before finally getting what she deserved. She will most likely return to the internet, so for now, we sit back and wait to see when that happens. But for now, she is gone, and everybody is enjoying their lives again, now that she doesn't dare show her face on the internet anymore. Thank you for watching today's video, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, make sure to like and subscribe, and as always, with all of that out of the way, I will see you guys later.